Hi everyone, especially Fangzi. So I know this is a little bit late, but it's better late than never, right? So yesterday's topic is yesterday. Am I losing my mind? I think it's like 5 days ago. So identify and analyze devices part 2. This is informative accounts. The one that we learned the other day was first person non-fiction writing. Informative accounts meaning you want to give information to people, but how you want to give information to people and how can they differ from first person non-fiction writing. So for today we are going to be focusing on a web article, magazine article, etc. Do you still remember our previous class before informative accounts where we learned about first person non-fiction writing? They almost resemble each other. The difference is informative accounts, because you want to give information to people, you must not beat around the bush. Yeah? Okay. So first person non-fiction writing, although it is chronological, it needs to be factual, but you kind of can play with imagery. You can play with sight, the use of smell, taste, sound, touch. But for informative accounts, although you can use hyperbole or exaggerate some of the points, but it is not recommended for you to beat around the bush, meaning to make the entire passage a little bit draggy just to elaborate one part of a sentence. If you want to make the sentences informative, you can put some stylistic devices like hyperbole, some exaggerations, or personifications, probably even metaphor. But for you to put imagery, that's like a whole new level. And it is not even recommended for informative accounts, because imagery, it is very figurative, that people somehow misinterpret your words, and it is not what you intend to do in informative accounts. So informative accounts, how to make it very effective, using probably exaggerations. Okay, from this picture, as you can see, the fish is very tiny, but you kind of exaggerate it, making a little bit big. It's not giving false information, but in a sense that if you want to describe the event as being fruitful or marvelous, probably you can exaggerate it a little bit. You can also include or insert some humors. Ha ha ha. This looks like your face. Your side profile. Using humor is also recommended because informative accounts can be somehow so straightforward that people might yawn along the way. Including humors might somehow make them read all the way through. That is why it is recommended. And this is not fantasy. That is why you are not encouraged to use imagery, because the use of imagery might have the tendency for you to go a little bit astray and make your essay fictional. I mean, you can use a little bit of exaggerations for personification and whatnot, but you need to draw the lines. Okay, immediacy effect. Do you still remember our last class? I mean, for first person non-fiction writing, the key part of writing a first person non-fiction writing is about the progression and cohesion. In order for you to make people understand your essay, you need to have the progression from the beginning until the end. From one part to another, the transition must be smooth. But for this particular type of essay, immediacy effect is the key. So when you are writing it, bear in mind that you need to make the essay sound immediate, as if you are seeing that thing and you write it on the spot. And in order for you to achieve that, you need to use only these 3 tenses: simple present, present continuous, past continuous. So the use of ing in continuous is what is going on right now. So for example, I am talking to my screen right now. So I am talking. So the addition of ing. So you are listening right now, and other people are going crazy because of COVID-19. So are going crazy. You got what I mean, right? It's happening right now. So past continuous, it's happened in the past, but at the past, it's happening on that particular time. So these three are talking about the immediacy of the event. That is why you need to use it. Moving on. In your textbook, there is a text about what's an Amish wedding like. As you can see, this is an example of informative account. Okay, you have the title and whatnot, and that it is still in chronological order from 4 a.m. and then it goes on to 6:30 a.m. and then 7 a.m. And can you see the tenses? A typical Amish wedding day begins at 4 o'clock in the morning. After all, the cows must still be milked and all the other daily farm chores need to be done. There are also many last-minute preparations to take care of. So the use of are, use of have, what other verbs that we can see are invited, has a place, simple present to give you the effect of immediacy, and it is very chronological. It does not beat around the bush. It is factual. And these are questions from your textbook. Who are the audience? Who do you think will read this kind of passage? Okay, and how do they differ from the previous text? These texts do not include imagery whatsoever. Okay, that's the only difference. And another difference is that, what do you think? So we are talking about the immediacy effect over here. It's not progression and cohesion anymore. And stylistic features. Stylistic features are all the features that we used before this, like chronological, factual, humor, hyperbole, factual details. So the stylistic features that we use in this particular text is hyperbole, if you can find it. Okay, find it first. I forgot to ask you to find it. And your textbook also gives you some of the text for you to analyze. And these are all under the same topic, which is informative accounts. Okay, all in all, I just want to say that even though you are learning about how to write factual essays, there are some categories, there are some technical things that you need to know because they might differ from one another. In this case, one is non-fiction, first-person non-fiction writing, and another is informative accounts. That's all for today's class. Thank you and bye-bye.